and Barbecue. Jojo.
Andy.
What are we doing?
We are recording episode 7 of Boost, Booze, and Barbecue.
Episode 7. Woo! Woohoo! And speaking of episode 7, what is the booze of the day today?
Today, it is double chocolate stout from Rogue Brewing. Right here in Oregon.
Ooh, I love this.
It's very, very good.
And you had just mentioned to me off the air, imagine this beer on nitro.
Oh, yeah.
And you should have seen my face. This chair is going to need some cleanup. I was just like, ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty gross in here right now. I gotta be honest with you.
Listen, everybody. We are doing Boost, Booze, and Barbecue. We are infusing your life with a little smoke and char.
Yes, we are.
And speaking of smoke, this new Koenig Regera,
I believe.
I'm not going to say Blutiful. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Well, I am going to say Blutiful because this is a post on Drive Tribe.
Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
It looks amazing.
Yes.
In the blue. And I'm with you. Like at first I thought, I don't know about the blue. But,
at first I was like, oh, ridiculous.
But the more like it zooms
the close in shot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that blue weave because it's exposed carbon fiber.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Yummy.
So amazing.
So this is Shmee 150 on Drive Tribe, and they were at Geneva, which we're just recently coming off of Geneva 2018, and
next year we're going, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Undoubtedly.
Okay. Yeah, I'm there. So this post on Drive Tribe is called "This Blutiful Koenig Regera has the ultimate party trick." Oh
my. And the ultimate is right.
The ultimate party trick. And it's just this very, I want to say intimate video, pardon me, intimate video of this gentleman at Geneva being filmed with the Koenig Regera in all
partially
blue.
Because he's got a lump in his pants the whole time he's talking about it.
Yeah. So that's where I'm getting the intimate thing. So this particular Regera, it has a bright blue paint next to some navy blue exposed carbon fiber. That is just delightful.
And folks, I'm going to go ahead and put the link to this up on facebook.com/Boost, Booze, and Barbecue so that we can all look at it.
It's definitely worth watching because...
And all bask in its glory. This thing is just incredible looking.
Yeah, because like Andy and I were just saying, when you first look at it, you're just like, whoa, that's a lot of blue. I don't know about that. But the more time you spend with... I'm not sure if this is the guy that posted it or not, or if he's just kind of the face of the video, but you just start to
either way, he's
really
adorable.
Like it. He's so, yeah. I just want to like pinch his little cheeks and swat his little butt.
I think I'd make him hold my hand if we were walking around with him.
Yeah, maybe like swing it a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Maybe skip a little bit. I don't know.
I'd try to find a way to swing him, and I imagine that he would just have like this fun little giggle while we did it. Yeah.
So he's super cute.
So, sir, whose name we don't know, you are an absolute treasure.
Yes, you are. And he basically gives you this whole walk around of the Koenig Regera in all blue, and the exposed carbon fiber is just intoxicating. The interior is gorgeous, and he really goes into a lot of detail about the car, and then he's super excited about this party trick that it does, where the key fob. There's a particular button on the key fob that you can push and magic happens.
And
I don't want to go into too much detail because you've got to watch the video.
No spoilers, but wow.
Yeah. So definitely take a peek at that on facebook.com/Boost Booze and Barbecue.
If you've ever watched the first Transformers, you've got a little bit of an idea of what's going to come, but it is incredible.
Yeah. And then he also gives you a peek at another Regera parked right next to the blue one. And this one is white with black exposed carbon fiber and some kind of orange striping kind of in between, and orange and black interior. And
I will tell you, Joe,
it is just...
Can I just say, Mr. Koenig's, he makes the most incredible eggs I have ever seen in my life. I mean, these are...
And he's earned that reputation.
He has. Yeah. He has. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. I remember watching the video of that suspension system where he basically did away with the sway bars. Mm-hmm. And there was just that stability bar that ran between the two pivot points of the suspension. Ugh. So incredible.
Yeah.
So incredible. Mm-hmm. The dude is the Elon Musk of hypercars.
Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Mm-hmm. I love this double chocolate Rogue.
Yummy.
The regular chocolate, don't get me wrong, quite good, but the double chocolate.
Yeah.
When you're pouring it out, it looked like used motor oil.
Yeah,
as you're pouring it does. And the legs on the glass stay dark.
Yeah, you cannot see. There is no light coming through this right now. I'm holding it up to the light, and it's just dark.
Yeah. If you've got more than 1/4 of an inch in your glass, you're not getting any light through it. Old, used motor oil that tastes delicious.
Like chocolatey goodness.
And speaking of tasting delicious, do you know what I have on the smoker right now?
What?
I have got, unfortunately, not a full rack of ribs because, yeah, well, I want to do the full rack of ribs, but I've got something going on today. It's a special recipe. I'm not quite going to talk about it right now, but we got some baby backs on and they were nicely trimmed. And I'm trying something different. So, you know that I really prefer the Cowboy brand charcoal. And it is straight lump, not, well, do you call it lump charcoal? It's not the formed charcoals. No, it's actually like the branch.
Like the raw charcoal.
Raw charcoal. Ooh, I like that. Yeah. Maybe that's why they call it Cowboy brand. It's like rawhide. Yeah. Head them up and move them out.
Little doggy.
Well, Cowboy brand, I don't know if this is new or not, but my local store just started carrying it. They have a a formed briquette charcoal.
Okay.
And I decided to go ahead and give it a try, and that's what we're using to smoke right now. And
interesting.
I have high hopes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have high hopes. It's 100% hardwood. It is formed. It took just as long to light as your raw charcoal. And I have good feelings about it, I think. Because I don't know if you're anything like me, but when you use the Kingsford or whatever, there is an aftertaste.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the accelerant, that's the coating.
And even the ones that don't have the accelerant, I can't help but think that there's a binder in there that's lending some flavor, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably true.
And speaking of grills, it sounds like you've gotten a new grill too. Yes.
So we had talked about on a previous episode this conundrum that my husband has been having, where we have a Green Mountain grill that he absolutely loves.
I absolutely love
a pellet smoker. Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's been great. We've had it a little over a year, and we love it. But even though it goes up to 500. Degrees, you can't really get that char, that like seared outside little char around the edges.
Exactly.
Like you can on like a charcoal grill or a gas grill, something that gets like really hot, like right away. So,
and we had talked about this before. They say a surface temperature of 500 degrees will give you a sear and a grill, but that's not really what we've found, is it? I mean, 700 is kind of where your limit is at to get like grill marks on something.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it basically got to the point where, my husband was considering getting just a small, gas grill, something that he could turn it on. It gets super hot. He can put the meat on there. He can get that char on the outside of it and, either, cook it right there or then maybe even transfer it into the smoker. So I came home, I was at, this was last weekend, I believe. Yeah, last weekend. I was at a race up in Portland with Bridge City Autosports.
And we need to hear a little bit about that because that was your inaugural race with the new suspension, was it not?
Yeah. So I will finish this story and we'll move into that. Okay.
Right.
So I get home and he's outside on the back patio and he's like, well, I did it. I got one. And there's this really nice looking miniature, basically, gas grill on our back porch.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's got this little drawer in the front of it. And you slide open the little drawer and you put your little wood chips in there. And then you slide it closed. Because we were talking about that too. We were talking about a smoke chimney or a smoke box or something.
Oh, yeah. Smoke box.
Yeah.
Not a coal chimney. That's to start your coals.
Right.
Also, that's my blues singing altar.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all coming back.
Hey, everybody, this is Coal Chimney coming at you live. We're going to be playing you a little bit of the blues tonight.
So,
If only I could play an instrument and get you some music. You're going to have to settle for my gravelly nasally voice.
All right, I gotta stop. I'm getting Joe going too much.
Oh my goodness. So, so yeah, I thought that was really cool. That you can still, it's a gas grill, but it gives you that option to have a little smoke.
I should have asked you this off the air. What's the brand?
I want to say it's like Charbroil. Like I don't think he spent a lot of money on it at all.
So my smoker that I'm using now is actually a charbroiler.
Okay.
I hope I'm not disappointing any listeners. It's just when you've got a small space and not just an unlimited budget, and especially I'm not cooking for a bazillion people. I'm cooking for me.
Right.
These thin offset smokers or these kind of middle of the road grills, they are fantastic for what you need to do. I really just can't say enough good things about them. Sure, you can go out and get a Kenmore gas grill for $1,200 or $1,500.
But that's not what we're after here.
No, if you just need a little something to supplement what you're trying to do, you can't tell me there's anything wrong with getting something like that.
It's basically like an oversized gas burner.
Right.
Yeah, with a grill on it.
I love it. Have you guys used it yet?
We have. We've used it a couple of times. And the steaks I believe we've done, we did a couple of ribeyes and they turned out delicious. And then we did a New York strip steak.
Ooh.
That turned out really good as well. So, I've been happy with it so far.
That's amazing. I got to go check that out now.
Yeah.
Because I really wouldn't mind something.
Yeah, and it's it's not even like it's almost like a tailgate kind of a thing where he's basically got it set up on a table on our back porch and
so
attached
it's
to, no, it's small. That's what I mean. It's basically like an oversized gas burner with a grill on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because that was all he wanted. He just wanted something that would get really hot that he could turn it on, use it, turn it off, walk away. Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's a really common thing with people. I mean, I've got my smoker going right now. And albeit it's a little bit easier to use when you've got the formed coals because they do light a little bit quicker, and I think it's just the nature of the shape and things like that.
Yeah.
and I hate to say this, but they definitely keep a more consistent temperature all the way across. And of course, I'm going to have a bunch of people that are coming at me going, no, you just, don't know how to use your smoker or whatever. And, yes. And that's fine.
That could be true in my case for sure.
Well, and it's fine. You can come at me and say that, but what it really boils down to is, if you got other things going on and you're trying to monitor these coals or the wood or whatever. I mean, I'm still throwing wood on top of mine. I'm using the coals just to kind of even the temperature out, but there's definitely something to be said about just getting a gas grill, flipping it on and being able to just use it, just use it. And I do like that. Now, having said that, I've got 2 gas grills myself that I actually like quite a bit. They're the infrared style gas grills. Yeah, we had a grill like that for years actually, until it finally just wore out. Right. Really. And amazing. I mean, I loved that grill. But I really have not used it for, I hate to say this. I probably haven't used that grill in 18 months. Yeah. That's a horrible thing to say, but it really is true. I just, with my offset smoker, which in a previous episode I had talked about how I unfortunately have used it as a grill and I burn off all my seasoning. So I did reseason it, folks. Calm down. It's fine. But, yeah, I really do need to get another little, well, here's the thing. I can wheel over my gas grill and use it. But there is a part of me that is going to miss having that, well, like I said, smoke and char that you get from having those coals or wood or whatever. But it sounds like this grill that you have is a nice compromise between the two. I think so. Because it's gas, and then you've got your little wood chip tray that you can just throw the wood chips into. So, this, I guess I misspoke. The one that we got is Vector. Oh, geez, you messed us all Smoke up. Hollow. I'm so sorry. Well, we got to throw the whole episode away now. Oh, my goodness. Got to start over. Smoke Hollow. Vector? Vector. You can hear me clicking and clacking away, because now I want to see it. Now I have to, confirm it. Does Smoke Hollow not have their own website? I don't know. Folks, I appreciate you being here and listening to us right now as we try to work this out on the fly. On the fly, sorry. I was not prepared for... Unbelievable and unforgivable. Yeah. Would you consider it a portable grill? Mm-hmm. Really? I would, because... So it actually sits on a tabletop. Yeah. That's super cool. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Oh, it's the middle one. Vector Series Smoking Tabletop 3-burner gas grill. That is awesome. Isn't it cool looking? Although I have to admit, if it were my wife that were getting one, it would definitely have to be this red one. It would be red. Yeah. Well, if I had been picking it out, I would have picked the red one as well. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but all of our kitchen appliances, most of our kitchen appliances are red. Oh, okay. Yeah. The Vitamix is not red because I don't want to spend an additional $100 to get a red Vitamix. But I would definitely do a red one of these. Mm-hmm. That's awesome looking. Well, it's only $20 more for red. Does it run off of the propane cylinders or like the small screw-in ones? Nope, he's got it hooked up to a small propane tank. Yeah. Yeah, but you can see the drawer there on the front that pulls out, and so that third burner is actually kind of for the chips, right? Yeah. Looks like it. Yeah. I asked JoJo as she has no idea. Yep, as I'm looking at the photos of it. I was racing. What are you asking me for? I know, so. That's awesome, though. Look at that. So the smoke comes up through the wood chips. We're not being sponsored by Smoke Hollow. No. As is apparent because she got the name wrong at the beginning of the show. Ouch. Nice job. Dang it, rookie mistake. But we will put a link to this on the Facebook page. Mm-hmm. And that's really, really interesting. It's really cool. I'm excited to take it camping. Ooh, yeah, because it is portable, isn't it? Let me clarify here. Yeah. Glamping.
because camping was cool when I was a kid. Now that I'm approaching 40, glamping is where it's at.
You are not approaching 40.
I am.
Holy crap.
I will be 37 this year.
You're going to be 37 this year?
Yeah, I'm so old.
Why do you still look like you're 24, though? This makes no sense.
I've never had children.
My wife is the same way. You know, she went through med school.
She also has never had children.
No, I know, but like she should look quite a bit older because she's gone through med school and she has a very stressful job.
She does.
And they say that the high stress is what adds the years, but she still gets carded, like legit carded.
I do too. And I think
people
that
are just dying for a live episode now.
I think that she has, I know. I think that your wife has she's so grounded. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She knows who she is. She knows what she believes in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's, where it comes from for her is that just, that just certainty about herself and that at the end of the day, no matter how stressful her job has been, I think she's able to just come back to that
Yeah. You could be right. And I think that's part of the reason why I look like I'm 45, even though I'm 34.
You don't look like you're 45.
Water off of the back.
I think the fact that you've been able to grow not just a full beard, but a magnificent full beard since you were like, what, 12?
Yeah, 12.
Yeah. I think that probably has more to do with the fact that you look older than you actually are.
Well, and you know what's amazing is I have the full beard, but I still have a full head of hair. It's pretty bizarre.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a little bit of a thin patch on the back, but like my grandfather and my dad, they were both rocking the bozo, which is the hair.
Oh, yeah. The
only
horseshoe.
Around, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The horseshoe of hair. They were rocking that around like 27, 28 years old.
Wow.
Both of them. Yeah.
Wow. Well, they had children. So I have to keep coming back to that because I do have fairly good genetics, I feel like, on both sides of my family. But when it comes down to it, I really feel like it's the fact that I have chosen not to have children that, well, think about it this way. Sleep deprivation is a legitimate form of torture still at use in the world today.
This is true.
Yeah.
And instead of having a drop of water hitting your forehead every 20 seconds so you can't sleep, you have a small child who's knocking on your door every 20 seconds.
Who is completely and utterly dependent upon you. I mean, that pressure, you know?
So
it just makes me shudder.
So when people talk about people who shouldn't have had kids, Jo just went ahead and put herself in that category.
It's like, yep, that's me.
Yep, I'm checking that box. I'm just going to go ahead and...
Yep.
You're like me where you really like playing with them.
Yeah,
like
I love kids. I love other people's kids.
Oh, and I love my nephew.
Yeah, nieces and nephews.
I love all my friends' kids.
Yes,
and I feel like we have a good time when they come over.
Yeah.
You know what kids are for me? They're like a can of soda.
Yes.
You take them, you shake them up, and you pass them on.
Yeah. It's great.
I'm not opening that tab, so it doesn't matter to me. I'll just shake it up and pass it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's so horrible. That's so funny. Okay, coming back around to food.
Yeah.
So, I got the ribs on.
Yes.
I have the chicken thighs that are on. We've had this conversation before. Bone in versus bone out. If you say bone out, you're a heathen. If you say skin off,
that's
you're
even worse.
Heathen.
Yeah.
Don't let that bird die in vain. Come on, people. What are you doing?
Right.
Taking the skin off? Come on now.
Barbaric.
Well, let's be realistic. If you cook it correctly, how much fat's really left in the skin?
Right.
If it's tough and chewy and fatty, you're cooking it wrong.
Yeah, then you did it wrong.
And you need to own up to that. You did it wrong. What I'm doing is I'm doing a little bit of a reverse grill on my chicken thighs. I'm smoking them. And then at the end of their cook, we're going to go ahead and do them hot and fast. And it is going to crisp that skin up, and it is going to be amazing.
Yummy.
I've done this tons of times. Matter of fact, I've done it for you before. And you have had a heart attack and then come back to life after eating my smoked thighs. Chicken thighs.
Right. Yeah, let's be clear.
Yeah, we gotta clarify that statement just a little bit. But I've been strongly considering getting a little side barbecue to do stuff on as well. Yeah. Just the other day, I needed to fry some sweet potato fries because we're having sweet potato fries with some.
I love sweet potato
burgers.
fries.
Oh, I know,
Yummy. Right? Have you had at Sandy Ann Brewing in Salem? They have that partnership with Black Sheep Catering, which is right next door.
Oh, yes.
And they will bring you a plate of sweet potato fries with like the sweet habanero dipping sauce.
Yes.
Oh, it's good.
And it's definitely not a habanero. It's a habanero.
Dang it.
We got to have every we have to have every episode Joe mispronounces something.
Yeah. So this is I have admitted before that I am pretty much 100% Northern California hillbilly.
Yes.
But it's worse than that.
I'm afraid. It is.
It's 100% Northern California hillbilly by way of Missouri and South Dakota.
Listen, all I'm saying is the next time you ask me for jalapeno chips, I'm kicking you out of the studio.
I can say jalapeno. I can say that. Like I said, I took Spanish in high school.
Hey, what's your feeling on used grills?
Used grills? I've never thought about it before.
Well, I've had this dilemma recently because I really want to get an extra grill, as we've been talking about. But there's something kind of holding me back because every time I look at these used grills, I don't know, there's something in the back of my mind that makes me feel like I'm buying somebody's used underwear.
Yeah, my train of thought goes to, when was the last time I got rid of a grill and it was because it didn't work anymore and I took it to the dump.
Right.
So when I think used grill, I think, oh, this is broken.
Well, fortunately, I live in/near a college town. So I do every once in a while see the stuff where it's like a college kid that bought something they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Or got it home and then realized I'm never going to use this. My parents are going to kill me because I used their credit card to buy it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I keep going back and forth. I've seen some Weber kettles on Craigslist around me.
Oh, yeah?
Like you have the people who know what a Weber kettle is, and so they've got their burnt out Weber kettle that's been sitting out in the rain for 7 years, and they want $130 for it.
Right.
Or you have the college students that don't really know anything about a Weber kettle. They just know they bought one at Walmart for $160, and now they got to get rid of it, and so it's like $20.
Yeah.
Hitting those deals is such a hard time though.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's the fantasy of Craigslist as you go on, especially the free section.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You have been there before, and I have been there lots of times where you jump on the free section and it's like, oh, look, we've got this China hutch that's filled with unopened booze bottles. It's free to the first person to pick it up. It was posted 1 minute ago. Amazing. And then you try to go and get it and it's been gone for 3 hours.
Right.
And that's the hard part about Craigslist is whenever you see the deals on Craigslist, most of the time, Murphy's Law says if you're seeing the deal on the Craigslist deal's already gone.
Yeah.
And that's a horrible thing.
Yeah. And I feel somewhat similar about the Facebook marketplace.
Yeah.
Like if it's been more than an hour, you're probably not going to get it. Yeah.
Facebook marketplace is a great thing. I keep hearing people say it's taking over Craigslist basically.
Is it?
Yeah,
I believe
it's
that.
the new place.
Because people are already in Facebook. So why would they leave Facebook to go to Craigslist when all they do is switch the view on their Facebook page?
You know what I just realized is maybe I should be looking more at the penny saver ads. Because if people are posting in those, that means they're really not with the times and their stuff is not going to get sold fast at all.
That's true.
So if you see a good deal in the penny savers,
I
don't know, I'm just saying.
Maybe. Give it a shot.
That's a thought.
Light bulb.
love that idea. I'm going to have to run out and get a penny saver ad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But honestly, if you were in my shoes, so I have I know which direction you're going to go already. You'd go to the gas grill. I shouldn't have even asked that.
Okay.
But with me having my charcoal / wood / stick burner smoker, it seems like a natural progression would just be like a Weber kettle.
I would agree with that for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And especially if the formed lump charcoal is working out, it lights so fast.
Yep.
And it's so easy to use.
You're already set up for it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the way it feels. Now, my issue, coming back around to the sweet potato fries.
Yeah.
I was having a hard time getting those coals to get the oil hot enough to fry.
Oh, okay.
At a certain point, I had the cast iron pan sitting on the coals.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it was cooling the coals off.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. What actually finally ended up working was I have my little fire pit, and I put 3 bricks around the outside of it, and I put like a little cooking grate on top of that I had just laying around as an air gap, right? And then I was able to put my pan on top of that after I got a fire going in it.
Okay,
And then that flame hitting the bottom was finally enough heat to be able to fry that.
No, that makes sense.
Well, so instantly I'm thinking, I need like a side burner, you know?
Yeah.
Or let me take this a different direction. What if you had a little 3 or a 4 burner cooking area that you set up for your outdoor kitchen, right? But each burner is a rocket stove.
Huh.
Yeah. See, you're getting that high heat that's focused directly underneath of whatever you're cooking. It could be a wok, it could be a frying pan, right? You're consuming less wood. You're getting that direct hot heat. And then when you're done, you don't have all these coals to waste.
Yeah.
Like that's been my problem is I don't want to start a whole new chimney of coals.
Right.
Just to fry up some sweet potatoes that really are not going to take that long. And then I got these coals and what am I going to do with them?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's been my issue so far.
Yeah. So talk about rocket flame for our listeners. Sorry,
yes. For those that don't know what a rocket stove is and are too lazy to pause the show and go look on YouTube, a rocket stove is basically what you're looking at is you're looking at an air intake underneath of where the wood is, and the wood is ignited, and then the air intake is underneath, and it feeds that fire, and it's a very hot heat, and you have basically a column of flame that's coming up the exhaust tube. Rocket stoves are super popular for off-grid heating or off-grid cooking because of how little fuel you actually have to use. It's highly, highly efficient. And part of the reason why it's so efficient is because all of the combustion, it's happening in a combustion chamber.
Yeah.
Rather than being external combustion, which is a fire pit.
Hey. To internal combustion and the wind in your face.
There it is. Cheers.
Cheers.
We always have to do that whenever I start talking about internal versus external combustion.
That's from the old Gumball Rally movie. I love that movie. It's a classic.
Oh, it is a classic. I can't believe I got rid of my VHS of that. I still have the DVD, but I tossed the VHS.
Well, you know, you got to give it the times.
It was mostly worn out anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, rocket stove. I feel like that might be a good direction for me to go. It's going to take.
Would you need 3 or 4 of them? You think like a whole stovetop?
Probably not.
Maybe just one.
Yeah, 1 or 2.
Yeah,
and just kind of keep it simple. People always try to do fancy stuff with the rocket stoves.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I even saw a rocket stove powered pizza oven. Which,
oh no way.
Yeah, I didn't think that was the worst idea in the world, but I'm not sure if you'd get that convective action that stone pizza ovens get because, you know, with a normal stone pizza oven, you've got all your coals pushed off to one side, and then if you're brave enough to stick your face down there and look inside, you can actually see the fire swirling inside, you know, and I feel like a rocket stove powered one, it would just be this really focused,
like concentrated
blast. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of leaning towards just keeping it traditional.
Yeah.
Rocket stove for the cooking top.
Yep.
But if I could, what are those called? The adjustable grate over the fire pit, that's rectangular. Santa Maria Grill. There it is.
There it is.
Sorry.
There it is.
My brain's running slow right now.
That's okay. That's okay.
In case anybody hadn't been able to tell. Yeah, I'd love to do a little Santa Maria Grill. And I mean little, you know, typically a Santa Maria Grill, you look at one and it's the type of thing that you do like it doesn't have to be so big that you do a whole hog, but they're typically a bit bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about with Santa Maria Grill.
It's got like the crank, you crank the handle and the grill goes up and down over the fire.
Exactly.
Kind of a thing.
Exactly. Yeah. People, this is why I do this show with Jo, is because I look at her and I go, hey, obscure thing, do you know what I'm talking about? She's like, yeah. I was thinking about it before you even said it.
Yeah. Yeah. I already had it pictured in my mind.
But something little like that, I think that would be a really great way to go because you can do coals, you can light a fire like a fire pit.
Yeah.
And it's not exactly a cowboy grill because you got the cowboy grill and that's the round and it's got the grates.
Oh,
and,
right.
You know, you adjust the whatever.
It kind of just hangs over the. Yeah.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's kind of cool looking having the hook where you've got a Dutch oven that's hanging from it and you're cooking your chili.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I think we've mentioned this in a prior episode, but you remember the smoked chili that I did?
Yes.
I wonder how it would turn out doing a smoked chili like that, but over an open fire.
I think it would be better on the smoker, just because on the smoker, on the smoker, it's going to take on that smoked flavor.
Well, it's going to get some of that smoked flavor.
Yeah, but not as much, because if you're over an open fire, it's just out there in the atmosphere and you know what I mean?
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That chili, man, I keep having more and more people come to me and go, hey, can you do something like that? Matter of fact, this St. Patrick's Day party that we're going to.
I was just going to say something about that, but continue.
I got asked to do something Irish and smoked, and I'm sitting here going, Irish and smoked? I mean, surely there's something, but I don't really know what it is.
Yeah.
I'll have to come up with something. I got a week to do it.
So this is what I came up with. And this is a Pinterest recipe. It's called Dublin Caudle.
Ooh.
Bacon, sausage, and potato stew. And you do it in a Dutch oven that on the stove. You start on the stove and then, of course, you move it to the oven. And I'm thinking, well, what if I start it on the stove and then move it to our Green Mountain pellet smoker?
Oh, Lordy. You are speaking my language now.
This is what it looks like. Here's a picture.
Oh, we're going to put a link to that on the Facebook page. Yeah. That looks amazing.
It does look really good. Yeah.
So we've been charged with doing a shepherd's pie. Now I'm kind of wondering if I'd be able to do a shepherd's pie on the smoker.
Are you doing like the mashed potato thing on top?
Full on shepherd's pie.
I think so.
At the very least, I could put smoked meat in it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, at least. And I'm thinking, so this calls for like bacon, beef, and pork sausage, but I'm thinking bacon, bison.
Yes.
And pork sausage.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
We made tacos last night with bison meat. It was a mix of bison and pork, but super rich.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
Cooked it in bacon fat. That's the only way to fly.
Yeah. Yum.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. If you had an open fire, like a Santa Maria grill or a cowboy or whatever, you know, cooking up those veggies and stuff, even though it's in a frying pan, I feel like you'd still get some of that flavor from the smoke because it's just, it's around, it's in the air, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what it's about, is just that flavor that's hanging in the air as you cook.
Yeah.
And that's an important thing to remember, you know? Hey, you know what?
What?
Food for thought.
Yep.
Knowledge for life.
That's right.
I think that's a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Hey, good job, Jo.
Good job, Andy.
I don't remember which episode this is. Apparently a little bit too much of the double chocolate stout, but man, it's been fun. Thank you, Jo, for doing it with me. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in, and thank you for telling a friend. Thank you for hitting the like and or subscribe button. Thank you for going to boostboozebarbecue.com, facebook.com/boostboozeandbarbecue. And look out for our Drive Tribe, which we will be getting going here real soon. So be excited.
Please follow us on Drive Tribe, because you have to have, I can't remember how many followers in order for them to permit your tribe. But
we'll have it in no time, because our listeners are amazing.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks so much, everybody, and have a good one.